Good morning, class. Today we'll be discussing types of figurative language. We have literal and figurative language. Literal is this section. Literal overall means that whatever the words are trying to say is physically happening. It is literally happening. Figurative, this section, means that whatever the words are saying is not physically happening. It cannot be possible for that to happen, but the meaning it is trying to reflect is happening. Let's look at a couple examples. Literal. She is so hungry. That can physically happen. A girl can be very hungry. Figurative. She is as hungry as a horse. Now, a girl cannot be a horse. But it is comparing the girl's hunger to a horse's hunger to reflect the meaning that she is really hungry. Again, a girl can't be a horse. So we can see that with figurative language, the words are being used to display a message. Something is not literally happening. But with literal language, whatever the words are saying is physically happening. One type of figurative language are similes. They compare two things using the word like and as. Let's look at an example. Her hair flows like a river. We have hair being compared to a river. Now, the hair is not literally a river. It is just being compared to a river. Figurative language. It is being compared to a river by using the word like. So similes compare two things using the word like or as. What is this figurative language trying to say? That her hair is very flowy. A river flows just like the hair of the woman. A second example is her hair is as bright as the sun. What is being compared? Hair and sun. It uses the word as, making it a simile. Two things being compared using the word as equals simile. But what is the simile trying to say? It is saying that her hair is very blonde. The color of the sun is extremely yellow. So comparing a girl's hair to the sun is saying that her hair is extremely yellow. A second type of figurative language is a metaphor. Just like a simile, it compares two things, but it does not use like or as. An example is, her heart is gold. Heart is being compared to gold, but it is not using the word like or as. Now keep in mind that gold is something very valuable. So to say that her heart is gold is to say that her heart is valuable. Let's look at one more example. You are my sunshine. Cute little sun there. We are comparing you, a person, to sunshine. Not using the word like or as. A comparison, not using the word like or as, equals metaphor. But what is this metaphor trying to say? The person makes her happy. To say that someone is their sunshine is saying you make me extremely happy because the sun makes me happy. On your desks, you will be seeing this graphic organizer, and you will be completing your own graphic organizer. But let me show you how. We have our little figurative language here. She is as quiet as a mouse. Well, is it a metaphor or a simile? It is a simile. But why? It's comparing person to mouse. She is being compared to a mouse. Okay, similes compare things. Got that off my checklist. Characteristics of this device? Well, it uses the word as to compare. She is as quiet as a mouse. A person cannot physically be a mouse, which means it's figurative language. So this example is a figurative language simile because it compares two things using the word as. And then I would draw what I see from this simile. So overall, in this section of it is, you would be writing if the figurative language is a simile or a metaphor. In the section of comparing, you would be writing what is being compared. In the section of characteristics of device, you would be writing what makes it a simile, or if this is a metaphor, what makes it a metaphor. And for our section Draw Figurative Meaning, you would be drawing an image that you see from this device. Whatever image comes to mind when you read your device, be it simile or metaphor, draw it in this section. Let's look at one more example before we tackle it ourselves. America is a melting pot. Okay, is this a metaphor or a simile? It is a metaphor. What is it comparing? America to a melting pot. Okay, if this is a metaphor, what are the characteristics of the metaphor? Does not use like or as. America cannot physically be a melting pot. What do I see when I read this metaphor? I see all the countries combined. Now let's tackle the example ourselves. On your desk, using your graphic organizer, write down each section, fill it out, using this device. When he does cardio, he is a turtle. Is it a metaphor or simile? What is being compared? What makes it a metaphor or simile? And what do you see when you read this figurative language? You have 5 minutes. Good luck, class.